too much.
Okay, thanks, Bala. Okay, so I believe all of you guys have a getting echo. People who are not talking, please be on mute. Okay, for now I have muted everyone. If you want to talk, please, there is a hand raise button. Click on that, and then you can talk. Thank you. So I know all of you guys would have had a just basic overview of what Salesforce is. Okay, so I'll just give basic introduction about Salesforce, and we talk about why Salesforce, and what we can achieve using Salesforce. Okay, so Salesforce, it's a platform. Okay, so when we talk about platform, I want to give a background. Okay, so all of you know what is the purpose of computers, right? If you want to answer, you can unmute and answer and go to mute back. Purpose of computers. Okay, I'll call names to get more inputs. Okay, can I call Abdullah? Abdullah VS. Can you tell me what is the purpose of computer?
Yes, purpose of computer is to digitalize the things and making some. The main purpose is digitalize and the work with digital things.
Okay, makes sense. Thank you, Abdullah. So as you guys know, computer is to process information, right? You give input, it will process, it produces output. Okay, it made our processing much easier. Okay. So now earlier when 60, 70 years back, we had mainframes, very bigger computing systems which accepts input, do the calculations, basically process the input and produces output. Okay, and due to technological evolution, the computation has grown multiple, multifold. Okay, now which used to be a room size processing machine can be held in our hand now. Okay, which is a big transition. Okay, so now this computation, the business has evolved slowly from mainframes, from having their own servers. The technology has moved towards cloud computing, where very high processing units are made available to business or end users, okay, via internet. Okay. And under cloud computing, your resources are located in a different place, which is managed by different people, and you're able to make use of those computing power to do your application processing or your data processing. Okay, so cloud computing is a very powerful technology where it made very good processing capacity available to everyone in the world via internet. Okay, people from any part of the country can access very high capacity machines via internet. Okay, so cloud computing, I just want to reiterate, it's on-demand availability of computer system resources. Okay, it can be your database, it can be CPU, or it can be any virtual desktop. All of these resources are available online. Okay, okay. And the primary advantage of cloud computing is it reduces cost of owning the computing devices, right? So I'll just give simple example. Okay, all of you guys have laptops, right? If you guys understand the configuration of your system, it will have RAM, it will have CPU with a cycle to process the request, and it will have a storage device, right? These three are basic capacity. Based on your number of CPUs, your cost will vary. A basic laptop would cost somewhere 20,000 rupees, right? Which has 4 GB RAM. It will have 2 GHz single CPU, and it will have a storage capacity of a hard disk drive, maybe 250 GB or 500 GB. Okay, but based on the resource capacity, the cost varies. Okay. For example, Apple has a Mac laptop, which is like 3.5 lakhs, which has 16 core CPU, and it has 1 TB RAM, and it has storage devices of few terabytes. Okay. So based on your computing resources, the cost will vary. Okay. And because of cloud computing, because of resource sharing, the cost has been brought down significantly. Okay. By sharing, I can have one high power machine, and that can be shared with 50 users. So that way the high computing cost has been reduced by 50 times. So 3 lakhs divided by 50 is like what? 6,000. So the cost of owning a high computing resources or using a high computing resources has been brought down by cloud computing. Okay. Is this background on cloud computing clear? If you guys have questions, please raise your hand. I would be happy to answer the question. Okay. So assume all are clear. Okay. Again, I'll call names just to make sure you guys are listening. Okay. Ruben, I know you are very fond of computer technology. So is that cloud computing background make sense to you? Ruben, I'm not able to hear you. Anyone else able to hear Ruben? Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Ruben. I'm able to
Hello,
hear you
sir.
now.
Sir, am I audible?
Yes.
I already have a subject on cloud computing in my degree.
Okay. Okay.
So it seems familiar to me.
Okay. Now, the explanation that I gave, does that make sense? Or you have any
Yeah.
questions?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think it's very in layman terms. It's suitable to understand.
Okay. Fair enough. Thank you, Ruben.
Thank you, sir.
And FYI, guys, I heard Ruben has configured his own lab computer during his 12th grade or first year. I forgot which time, but he has configured his own system, which is not very common. So he understands systems. He understands all the units in the system very well. If you guys have questions or planning to buy a laptop, I would suggest talk to Ruben. Yeah. Okay. So when we talk about computer resources, I want to make sure we understand the types and we understand the services that are available as part of cloud computing. Okay. So there are three types of cloud computing: public, private, and hybrid. Okay. There is a fourth type, which we call government cloud, but we will talk about that. So from the type, it is very straightforward. Public cloud computing means it is available for all users, right? Like AWS, it has public cloud. Anyone can sign up for AWS. Okay. AWS stands for Amazon Web Services. They provide resources on cloud. Okay. Google Cloud has public cloud. They provide services. Anyone can sign up. If I have a Google account, I can sign up for Google Cloud. Okay. So that is public type of cloud computing. Okay. Now we have something called private. Okay. So when we say private, you guys would have heard terms called data centers, right? We have data centers in US, we have data centers in Mumbai. Okay. And some enterprises would prefer to have their own data centers, right? Or our cloud or resources that are specific to them, only they can access, not to be shared with anyone else. Okay. So those sort of cloud are private cloud. Okay. A few examples, I would say, companies having their own data centers, they are private cloud. Okay. Companies who request service providers like AWS or Google Cloud to have their own resources, they are private cloud. Okay. And hybrid is where service providers provide both like you know I would not say both private and public. Hybrid is where I have a data center, okay, which is dedicated for my company, but I have certain resources which are made available to public. Okay, which is for example, if I have 10 servers, right? Out of the 10 servers, I can dedicate 5 servers for public and I can dedicate 5 servers for my own usage. Okay, then we became hybrid cloud. Okay, where you have private access and you have public access. Okay, so based on the usage type, there are three categories: public cloud, private cloud, hybrid. Okay, AWS, Google, all of them are providing hybrid services. They provide private cloud and they provide public cloud as well. Okay, and services Geo has its own data center. So Geo doesn't go to AWS to get computing servers, right? Geo has its own data center. Geo applications uses the data center. So they are private cloud. We cannot go and access Geo servers. We cannot make use of the resources that are available, even for paid uh, subscriptions, that those are not available. Okay. Can okay. The data centers, right? Can anyone define what data center is? Again, I'll pick names. Okay, Amina, can you define what data center is?
Sir, I think a data center is where all sets of data are stored, and it
Data
is
store. Okay.
physical space included.
Okay. Yes, it is a place where your computing resources are physically located. Okay, and data centers, it has racks and racks of servers. Okay, it has dedicated cooling units. It has dedicated backup systems. Okay, all your remote databases, remote servers, everything operates from the data center. Okay. So, for example, Google has started a data center in Saudi specifically to address the demands of the government. Okay. And due to data privacy, many service providers are planning to have data center locally in that country. Okay. Indian business wants to have data in Indian region itself. Okay. US business wants to have their business data in US region itself. Okay. So to support that, data centers are created at the region level so that the customers can use the resources in the region and store the data within the region itself. So as Amina mentioned, data centers is where all our resources are physically running. Okay. They are connected with high-speed internet so that we can access them from our home or from our mobile devices. Okay. Okay. Thanks, Amina. Okay, and you guys, like Facebook has its own data center. Okay, they don't have any public services. They have their own data center. All their WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, all of those services are using the data center to deliver data to us, to our mobile devices. Okay. So from services point of view, how we differentiate is we call something SaaS. SaaS is nothing but software as a service. Okay. Where we would be able to access an application, okay, via internet, which is provided by a third party player. Okay. And PaaS, for example, for SaaS, I would say Salesforce is the number one SaaS provider. Okay, Salesforce is a very good example. Okay, other than Salesforce, something common that we use. Okay, we can say you guys use like now that there are so many accounting softwares which businesses use. Okay, which can be a SaaS. Okay, have you guys heard about Autodesk? Anyone? Autodesk. Okay, in a way, WhatsApp is also a SaaS. Okay, it's a software which we use for messaging. Okay, yeah, and PaaS stands for platform as a service. Okay, when we talk about platform, it has application. Okay, it has capabilities for us to customize the uh, process, right? We can build our own application in the platform. Okay, so a good example is if you have a Linux server, right? And we can get a platform where we have Linux installed, okay, a MongoDB installed, a Node.js installed, or Angular installed, so that we can build our own application in that platform. Okay, so platform is a system where which can be used to build our applications. Okay, and some of the inbuilt applications can run in the platform. Okay, like Microsoft Office 365. If I want to buy that product, I can buy the product and install in a Windows server. Okay, and expose that product to my users. Okay, so platform is also one service where we get capability to build applications. Okay, some of the platforms I would say Heruko is one platform. Okay, we have DigitalOcean, we have Vulture. All of these are platform providers. Many of you would have heard about mean stack, lean stack. Okay, these stacks are nothing but the platforms where we can build applications. Okay, and infrastructure as a service is bare metal. Okay, which is we get one computer, that's it. We can install Windows, we can install Linux, we can install Mac. Anything we want to install, we can install in that bare metal. That is infrastructure. We get we can install our own database Postgres, MySQL, anything that we want. Okay, so that is infrastructure as a service. Okay. So different companies provide different services. Okay, SaaS, Salesforce as a company providing SaaS Sales Cloud, Service Cloud solution. Okay, Meta providing WhatsApp as a software to us. Okay, there is WhatsApp Business where we can list our products, take orders from customers, interact with the customer. All of this software made available to us via SaaS. Okay. PaaS, your AWS, they provide PaaS, Google Cloud, Azure, they all provide platforms. Okay, and in that platform, we can build our own application. How many of you guys have built a website? Just raise hands. That is good. Or just put in a chat. Website, a simple website. How many of you guys have built it? Samuel Jagan has done it. Cool. You can put it in the chat so that I can consume the data a little later. Okay. Farhan has built a website. That's good. Okay. Okay. Cool. So the website that you guys built, right? That needs a platform to run. Okay. Your WordPress is a platform, right? Where you can build your own website in WordPress. Okay. So PaaS is a service where a platform is available for us to build our own application. Okay. IaaS, infrastructure as a service, where we get bare metals. There we install our own operating system, our own database, our own network configuration. Okay, everything we can configure as per our needs, and we can create our own platform, and then we can build application or we can host applications in that. Is this part clear? SaaS, PaaS, infrastructure as a service.
So,
Yes, sir.
what's the difference between SaaS and platform and infrastructure as a service?
Okay. May I know who asked this question?
Sir,
Amina. Amina. Okay. So Amina, when we say platform, right? I give one example, WordPress. So WordPress is a platform. You cannot decide, that platform is kind of readily available. We can build our own, application using that platform, like WordPress.org. If you go there, okay. In that platform, your operating system is defined, predefined. You cannot change that. Okay. If I take Lean Stack, okay, Lean Stack stands for Linux, Express, Angular, Node. Okay. In that case, your operating system is defined, Linux, right? Your front end UI framework is defined, Angular. So in that stack, you can build application using these technologies. Okay. So when we talk about operating system, right, that is one major factor. Okay, we have something called mean stack. Okay, where we have MongoDB, Express, Angular, Node. These technologies are used, right? So here it is in a platform. There are certain softwares or certain degree of app. I would not call apps. I would call it as process are predefined. Okay, you don't have a control on that. Okay, a good example is you don't control how many CPUs in the server, right? You don't control what is the capacity of your RAM, right? Those are platform where you have pre-built platform where you can build applications only. You cannot do anything beyond that. Okay. In case of infrastructure as a service, you can request, hey, this is the configuration I want. I want 24 CPUs. I want 512 GB RAM. Okay. I want this sort of application cache. Okay. And I want 1 TB SATA drive, right? Where you get a bare metal. That is infrastructure. On that bare metal, you can install your own platform. You can choose what operating system you want. Okay. I can choose to use Linux, or I can go with Ubuntu, or I can go with Windows, right? I can go with Mac, whichever I want. So PaaS, you don't have much flexibility on the underlying resources that you can access. Infrastructure as a service gives you the flexibility to choose what is my resources are. Does that make sense?
yes, sir, I understand. Thank you.
We will see through the examples, as we go through the journey, we will understand PaaS more. Okay. Since we are into the product development as well, our team can explain what sort of infrastructure we are using for Fusion. Okay. So are we guys okay
Okay,
with
sir.
this term? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So again, there are other type of services which we can Google it and find it out. Serverless is simple functions which can be set up and can be exposed to web users, right? DaaS is database as a service, where Oracle provides data services, and you have certain services from DigitalOcean where you can just access databases of your choice. Okay, only database is exposed as a service. Okay, and business process as a service, there are so many services which are very simplified, very narrowed down. Okay, so by this many ways, our cloud computing can be differentiated. Okay, I will, let's see an example. Okay, so whatever we have discussed, we are going to see one example. Okay, this example is pretty common. Okay, I just mentioned pizza. Rather than pizza, it can be any dish. Okay, so software as a service is we go to a restaurant and we just order what we want. Okay, and we don't care what material that they use, right? We don't care whether they are using unity rice or they're using normal basmati rice. We just order what we want. Okay, that is our SaaS. Okay, where we, as an application, we will just go use that application. Before talking about application or software, okay, I want to understand what you guys know about software. Anyone define what software is? Okay, I'll pick people. Faiz, can you tell what is software?
Yeah, sure, sir. Software is a set of instructions and program to
Okay,
tell the
software is a
computer.
set of instructions and
Yeah,
program. Good. What the program does? That's a very good answer. It's a set of programs or set of instructions. Absolutely. Okay. But the
sir, some
program would
specific
be
tasks like or logic.
perfect. Yes. Certain, specific logic or it will process data that we are providing as input. Okay. And it produces output. Do you have an example for a software, guys?
I have no example, sir. I have no idea. Please explain me.
Yeah, sure. Our operating system itself is a very good example for software. Okay. So it is a set of programs. It has set of instructions. We have UI to give inputs, right? User interface, our keyboard, our mouse, right? It 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 is the input, and based on the input, system does processing. Okay. If I want to create a resume for me, I use the operating system. It has an application called Word. I use Word to create my resume, and I can use a printer to print that resume, right? So here my input is the the text that I want in my resume. The output is my resume as a Word document or as a PDF or as a printout. Okay, our operating system is a classic example for software. Okay, so similarly, there are applications I would go Adobe, right? Adobe is a PDF generation tool or PDF manipulation tool. Okay. So using Adobe, you can create PDFs. Okay. PDFs where you can have your engineering books, or you can have your user manuals, guides, programming language concepts, anything can be generated using that software. Okay. So these are the examples for software. So as Faiz mentioned, it is nothing but a set of programs which processes data and produces output. Okay. Now, given that context here, so as part of software as a service, okay, we are getting set of programs, right? In this example, the instructions are to produce pizza for us. Okay. Now we go use that software to request, hey, we want a cheese pizza, right? And the restaurant will take that instruction, and it will ask us, what sort of pizza you want, is it hand toasted, or it has to have any toppings, it will take that input and it produces an output. Okay, the input is our request, output is the pizza. Okay, and for the service we pay, nothing is free. Okay, so software as a service, where you you use the software to get the output. Okay. In this case, whatever is highlighted in green are vendor managed. You don't worry about that part. Okay, you don't worry about the dining table. You don't worry about the other stuffs which are there in the restaurant, right? You go order pizza, eat pizza, and come out. Okay, so PaaS, on the other hand, okay, where here they have given an example, in PaaS you get the pizza at your home, okay, where you don't care about dining table or sofa, is or soda. Here they have given an example which is under your control, because you are going to ask the pizza to be delivered to a particular place. Like if it is your home, you manage that, right? If it is your office, you manage that. Okay, where you want to sit and eat the pizza is controlled by you. Okay, so that is an example for platform as a service. Okay, you decide which platform my application is going to run. Okay, and applications are nothing but software. Okay, as I said, one I would take some other example for software, operating system is a good example. Let me take a specific example, you guys used any editing tools like video editor, or voice editor, let's take a note taking application. Okay, a simple one, where a note taking application. Any examples you guys can think of for note taking? Okay, I'll again call names.
Sir, Notepad.
Notepad is a note taking application. Yes. Okay. Okay. And unfortunately, it is made only desktop. It is not available as a cloud solution. Okay.
Keep notes by Google.
Keep Notes, yes. So Keep Notes by Google is example where it is available on the cloud. Okay. So if I take Keep Notes, right, it can work without internet in our devices as well, locally. Okay. So Keep Note is a software. Okay. If I use it only in my phone without internet, that would be my SaaS. Okay. So sorry, that would be PaaS. Okay, where your device is the storage, where it is stored only in your local device. Okay, if I use it with internet, that would be a good example for SaaS, where it is stored in the internet. Okay, and using that note-taking application, it is a pre-built software. Okay, it can run on any devices. Like it can run on Apple device, it can run on Android device, it can run on Windows device, right? So here you are using the Keep Note as a pass. It can run on iOS without any trouble, right? There your platform is iOS. It is different, but the software behaves as it is. Okay. So similarly, when we talk about infrastructure as a service, right? Here the example that they have given is you take and bake. Okay. So where if you go to supermarkets, where we have the pizza, would say pizza, ready-made pizzas. Okay, where they have pressed the dough for you, where they have put the toppings for you, and they have fermented, made everything ready. All you need is take the pizza, go home, heat it, and eat it. Okay, so as part of the infrastructure as a service, if you have any note taking application, you can download the application if you have the source code, and you can take it, install it in any of the servers of your own, like in AWS or in Azure. That becomes your IaaS software. Okay, infrastructure as a service. On that you are installing your own notes application. If Google Keep is open source, you can install Google Keep, and you can just access it, where you control who gets to access your application. You get to decide where your data is stored, whether that data can be accessed by anyone else or not. Okay. In earlier cases, Google controls everything. Okay. In infrastructure as a service, you have the flexibility to choose who gets to access your application. Okay. And finally, you have on-premises, which we don't talk. That is not that's having your own data center, like private data centers, where you manage everything. You manage what servers to use. You manage how the servers are cooled. You manage how the power supply happens to the server. Okay, all sort of things would be taken care by you. Like Meta, they handle all their data centers, they handle all their infrastructure, they handle all their platform, they handle all their applications. Okay, it is purely handled by them. Okay. Okay, so have you guys pinged who and all built website? Can you guys ping in the chat who built a website or web pages? Ping in the chat, don't raise hand. A simple website, HTML, CSS, JavaScript. I know Khalil Ahmed has built, right? And I know I try to, yeah, Abdullah has built some websites, Abdullah VS, and Abdullah SM also built some website because he used to train Abdullah VS Yali. He trained people. Okay. Samuel has built website. Okay. Kishore Kumar, you also built website, right? Sridhar, have you built any website? Sridhar, Imran.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please make sure you do a thing in the chat.
Yes, sir.
So far, only 3, 4, 8 people built a website. What about Ashwin? Have you built a website, Ashwin? Imran has built a website. Okay. Kishore Kumar, I remember. Yep. Okay. So whoever has not built, like, I would suggest you guys, like, go through W3 schools, build a simple website. Okay. A simple website, just listing your details. Thank you, Taufik. Ashim has built websites, I know for sure. Yes, Khalil has built website. Yeah, local static is also absolutely okay. I don't want you guys to be hosted it. Just having a simple web page is fine. Vignesh has built some. Who has built? Vaishnavi, you have not built any website? Simple web pages. Okay. Subhashan, what about you? Have you built any website? Okay, cool. Abdullah Assam, have you built a website? Yes, he mentioned. Abdullah, he has mentioned. Yeah. Raja, have you built any website? Any web page? Not website, web page at least. Okay, cool. Rian, you did a website, a web page, basic level web page. That's fine, Faiz. Basic page is also good. Yes, okay. Satish, what about you? Have you built any website? Amjit, you can disconnect from this meeting, Amjit. I invited you to make sure, like, other people are joining. So you can disconnect. I don't want you to waste your time in this meeting. Satish? Yeah, simple one, okay. Abdul Sikandar, have you built any website? Taufik, did you build a website? Yes, okay. Yes, Sikandar. Abdul R.S. Riyan, okay. Taufik, any chance you have
Sir,
built a website or web page? Yes,
web pages, sir.
you have built, okay. Can you put a chat message? Okay. So the reason why I'm asking each and everyone is I want you guys to understand how SaaS works. Okay. The web page that you are building, it itself is an application. Okay. And the purpose of the application will differ. What is that we are building? Okay. It can be a simple calculator that is calculating integrals, right? Or it can be a simple calculator calculating the degree to Celsius conversion, right? It can be a simple website where you can talk about yourself, who you are, what you have done, what are your strengths, what are your weakness, like that. It can be anything. So I want to make sure you guys build a website, and that website can be hosted in a place, right? So that we understand what software is or what a simple application is, and how SaaS, PaaS, infrastructure as a service works. Okay. I want all of you guys to be comfortable with this. Okay. Since now I use the term website, but there are static websites, dynamic websites, right? Whether it is static or dynamic, it has to be hosted somewhere to be accessed by everyone. We'll see what are the ways we can host your website. But make sure all of you have some website to be built. I want to take that as an exercise today. Okay, so that later today I'll connect with you guys to understand what websites that you have and how we can host it. Okay, a simple website is all good to start with. Okay, cool. Now I will talk about this more, later. Okay. But here I want to talk about SaaS. Okay. When we talk about SaaS, your data is something that we manage. Okay. Can anyone say what data is? What is data?
It's a collection of information, set of information. That's data.
Set of information. Yes, that is
Collection
data.
of
Yes, absolutely. Okay. See, my name or my address or any information about me is a data, right? Or any information about let's say Indian Parliament, that is data. Okay. Any information about a school students, right? That is data. So as Abdullah mentioned, it's a collection of information. Okay. Now here, every business, right? Now we as a software developer, we are going to help various business, okay, on building applications that process their data. Okay, I'll take a simple example. Okay, let's say we are building a software for patient management. Okay, so patient management, in that software, we are going to collect or store and process patient information. Okay, we are going to store and process doctors' information. Okay, and we are going to store and process patient health records, health data. Okay, and we are going to store and process the devices that are used in the hospital. Okay, we are going to store and process the services provided in the hospital. Okay, so all of these are data. Okay, uh, who are all the doctors in my hospital? Who are all the patients in my hospital? Who are the patients visiting my hospital? What are the devices that I have in the hospital? Okay, what sort of services I provide in the hospital? All of this is data. Okay, and we as a developer, okay, or as a IT professional, we help business build applications to maintain this data. Okay, where they create, where they process, where they manage this data. An application is, in simple terms, is a is a like is a tool to manage your data. Nothing else. How you build that application varies. With what you build that application varies. But in general, application is nothing but a tool to manage your data. Without data, application is useless. It has no meaning. Without applications, we have no real value in the industry. Okay. We as a professional, we are going to help business build that application to manage their data. Okay. So that's where SaaS comes into picture. SaaS lets handle everything, by the supplier. We handle or store the data. Okay. We manipulate the data in the application, in the software. So, and I want to cover PaaS because SaaS is a pre-built software where the programs are already written. You are going to configure it to your needs. Okay. PaaS, on the other hand, you are going to be having capability to build applications on your own. Okay. Where you have capability to do configure applications on your own. Okay. SaaS, has limitations. PaaS gives you more flexibility. You be clear with this, where we are going to use the terms data and application more frequently. And in everything that you do, you are managing data. You are going to delete data, you're going to create data, you're going to ensure the data relationships are maintained properly. You're going to ensure the data is read properly, shown properly to the customer, everything. Okay. So SaaS and PaaS, be very clear what is data and what is an application. Okay. So is this part clear? Okay. In SaaS, data is something that we control. In PaaS, data and application we control. Okay. Similarly, different things has different levels of control that we have. I don't want to get deep into what is virtualization, what is physical server, okay, everything. I'll just leave it open for us. Okay. Now, okay, I just want to make sure Salesforce is #1 CRM platform. The reason being, in 1999, they built first SaaS product. Okay, for general public to use, for general business to use. Okay. And that innovation gave them the edge, and that's why they are #1 CRM today. Okay. These are the softwares that they have built. Okay. Sales Cloud is a software they built for managing your sales process. Okay. Service Cloud is a software they built for managing your customer services. Okay. Marketing Cloud is a software built for marketing your products to businesses and consumers, B2B, B2C. Okay. Commerce Cloud is a software which is built to create your e-commerce site. Okay. Analytics is a software which uses dashboards to make sense of your data. Okay. It will help you derive insights about your data. Okay. And MuleSoft is a software which helps you connect different systems. Okay. So Slack is for your communication messaging tool. Okay. Platform is a software which will help us build our own applications. Okay. So here, platform is a PaaS. Okay. Salesforce acts as both SaaS and PaaS. Using platform, we can build our own application. Okay. So industries, health, they are all different softwares built by Salesforce. So all of these are different softwares. Okay. Okay. Is this part clear on what Salesforce does? Okay. It is both SaaS and PaaS. It provides software, it provides platform. And we as a developer, IT professional, Salesforce professional, we are going to use these softwares and this platform to configure applications which manages data. We'll dig deeper into all of this, but I just want to make sure we understand what Salesforce does. Okay. Gomati, is this part clear for you, what Salesforce does?
Yes. Clear.
Okay. So Salesforce is a CRM platform, okay, where we handle customer data effectively. Okay. So here we are handling customer data. Data is everything. Okay. So you handle data like, in sales, you handle who's the customer, what the customer bought, how much value he bought it for, right? What sort of interest the customer has in the products that we are selling. Okay, all your lead management, opportunity management, okay, quote management, all of these are handled in your Sales Cloud. Okay. In Service Cloud, you are handling customer data from a customer service point of view. Okay, if I'm a customer, I bought a t-shirt or I bought a shirt from Ramraj, right? For Ramraj, I'm a customer. If I have a problem with the shirt, fading away within 2 washes, I go to Ramraj and raise a case saying that, okay, hey, I'm not happy with your product. I have problem with the product, right? So that sort of customer service is handled in Service Cloud. Okay. For marketing, if Ramraj, introduce a, new product, a new, material shirt or new material, dhotis, right? They will send a message to me saying that, hey, we are introducing this product and as a valuable customer, we want you to be informed, right? That is marketing. So Salesforce building an application called Marketing Cloud to promote the products the business is selling to their customers. Okay. Right. So via Commerce Cloud, Ramraj can build a website, e-commerce, where I can log in, I can buy products from Ramraj directly. Okay. Yes. So I want you guys to be very clear on what Salesforce is. We'll talk about why Salesforce, but I want you to be clear with what, then we can discuss more. So, Raja, is that information okay? You have an understanding of what Salesforce.com is? Raja?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Now you're working on Health Cloud. You know that, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this here. Dinesh, I know you are admin certified, so all of these are known information to you. Okay. Does this make sense?
Yes, sir. Sir, but I have one doubt in marketing.
Yes.
Already you have to say the marketing have a B2B and B2C. What is the difference
Yes.
between B2B and B2C?
Oh, difference between B2B, B2C.
Yes.
Okay, sure. So, okay, now you guys know, okay, how many of you guys know Elon Musk? Okay, I'll ask this. Okay, all of you, most of you guys know Elon Musk. Okay. How many of you guys know Ambani? Mukesh Ambani. Okay, good. Mukesh Ambani has Jio, right? Jio Communications. Reliance Communication has Jio. Okay, now Jio has two type of customers. Okay, business and consumers. Okay. Now Jio as a consumer provides mobile connectivity services to us, whoever is using Geo SIM card are consumers, B2C. So Geo, if I'm using a Geo SIM, I am a consumer of Geo mobile connectivity service. Okay. Similarly, Geo has internet, right? Broadband services. Okay. I am using Geo broadband service. I am a consumer. Okay. In case of like Geo also have certain business services, like they have their fiber net services, they have subleases, right? They have promoters, right? They have dealers. Okay? All of these are another business. Okay, if you go to a Geo shop, right, that is managed by a dealer, right? The dealer has a different name, but still it is managed by a dealer. Like Geo subleased lines are consumed by different businesses. Okay. People who have heard about Act Broadband, they use Geo fiber in the backend to connect to the service. Okay. So for Geo, it is a business. It's a consuming, some business is consuming their services, right? So those business who are consuming the services or product comes under B2B, business to business transaction, right? B2C is business to consumer transaction, where an individual is consuming a service or product, comes under B2C. Okay. So if we take, let's take Zomato, or let's take Swiggy. Okay. Swiggy has both B2B service and B2C service. Okay. Us ordering food from Swiggy, we are coming under B2C, consumer, business to consumer, right? We order product from Swiggy. Okay. Let's say I'm using Swiggy to order dosa from Saravana Bhavan. Okay. Now Swiggy has services which are used by hotels, right? They are B2B, business to business. So Swiggy service is used by the hotels, like their inventory management or their order management, right? So this is the difference between B2B and B2C. Okay, because in case of B2C, it is one individual whom the business is trying to communicate with. In case of B2B, it is not one individual. It is one company where there are multiple individuals need to be communicated. That's the difference between B2B and B2C. Okay. B2C, your communication is with one individual. B2B, your communication is with one entity within which there are multiple individuals, multiple service consumers, multiple product consumers. Does it make sense? Okay. So Salesforce has acquired two business, Exact Target and Pardot. Okay. So Exact Target they consumed for B2C, Pardot they consumed for B2B, business to business. Does that make sense, Dinesh?
Yes, sir, understand. Thank you.
If you guys are not understanding, please put that question in the chat. Okay. And from from all of these sessions, right, I am trying to help you understand few things, right? I'm not going to teach everything to you. I cannot do that. Okay. Until unless you are interested to learn things on your own. Okay. I'm a mentor who's going to guide you to learn things. I'm not a teacher to teach you everything. So there is a big difference between mentor and teacher. Okay? Don't expect me to be your teacher. Okay? Because I cannot make sure you all understand everything in an equal phase, right? But as a mentor, I can guarantee I will be able to guide you to understand things better. But you have to be your own teacher. You have to learn things on your own. Okay. So that's why I'm very keen on you guys asking questions. so that I can give an example and I can give right input for you guys to explore more. If you guys are not asking questions, you are missing out the opportunity. Okay. Okay. Rian, any questions on salesforce.com? You're comfortable? Good.
Sir, what about the indication?
What about the
Indication in this screen, sir. 6 to
industries?
1. Integration.
Industries. Oh, integration. The sixth one.
Yes.
Okay. Sure. Now, Salesforce acquired MuleSoft for multi-billion-dollar. Okay. So MuleSoft is a software which can help us connect two different systems. Okay. For example, I'll give two separate systems, right? One system is where my orders are processed. Let's say I am Ramraj, right? Ramraj manufacturer, right? Now I have my order management in a system called SAP. Okay, all my order management is happening in SAP. Okay, which means what are the products that I have to produce, how much I have to produce, right? All this information are there in SAP. Okay, and let's say I have a e-commerce site in WordPress. Okay, I'm giving an example. So in WordPress, I have an e-commerce site. Okay. Now in WordPress, I get an order. So let's say Riaz is making a order for a white t-shirt. Okay. Now the order is derived or stored in my e-commerce site. Okay. But ideally, the order which I made in the website has to go to my SAP system, right? And similarly, let's say let's say you are going to a Ramraj store and buying a white shirt. Okay. Now, Ramraj store, let's say you went to Tirunelveli and there is one Ramraj store. You bought a white t-shirt, a white shirt. Now, Ramraj store in Tirunelveli will make an order for a white shirt so that they keep up their inventory. Okay. Now, that is an order from Ramraj store. Okay. That order has to go and sit in SAP. Okay. Let's say they have given access to SAP. The store can directly make a request in SAP or add or manipulate in SAP. As an end user, I made a request in WordPress. Now my request for one white shirt has to go to SAP. MuleSoft as an integration layer helps me connect my e-commerce system with my order management system. So as soon as an order is placed in website, the MuleSoft can pick that order and send that order to SAP. So that way, all my order management is handled in SAP system. So this is the need for integration software, which connects multiple systems, which connects two different systems basically. It can be multiple combination. Okay. Does it make sense, guys?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. But yeah, like
Sir,
as we make progress, we will learn all about this. Yes.
sir,
Yes.
sir, please tell me a little thing about that Einstein AI.
Yeah. Is this FIS or someone else from FIS system?
Yes, sir.
FIS. Okay. Yeah, Einstein AI is it's a artificial intelligence software which is used or built by Salesforce. It is using various LLM models. Okay, so Einstein AI will help us do prediction, and it will help us do generative text. Okay, we will see that example in a separate session called Data Cloud. Okay, so Einstein AI is a AI tool. Okay? I would not call it as an application. It's an AI tool which will help us do prediction and which will help us do generative text. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, but we will check the details of how Salesforce does it. Like how Salesforce Einstein Copilot is used, how Einstein Prompt Builder is used to help us generative text, how it is used to predict what the outcome would be. We will see that in detail.
Sir, hello.
Yes, Ashim.
So is it like a transformer
AI or MuleSoft?
that you said no, it generates texts?
Yes, it uses OpenAI tools to generate the text. It's not a transformer basically. It uses all those LLMs to generate text for us. We can choose what model we want to use.
Okay, sir. Thanks.
I'll give one example. Let's say Ramraj is building a marketing campaign, right? Now, what generally marketing campaigns does is every email, if you are a customer, I am a customer, we both get the same email, marketing email, saying that, okay, hey, for this Pongal, there is a 40-50% discount, right? Now, using generative AI, we can say, hey, Riaz likes email and now Ashim likes WhatsApp messages. Now AI can help decide, okay, so sending an email to Riaz makes more sense. Sending a WhatsApp message to Ashim makes more sense. That is predictive. Okay. Once the predictive is done, we can use models to generate email for Riaz and generate WhatsApp message for Ashim. We say that, okay, what is the product? What is the discount or feature that we want to highlight? Okay. Now, this based on the customer's behavior, it can choose what sort of discount or what sort of features to highlight. Okay. If I, as a customer, interested on only shirt, right? Then if there is a discount or feature added in a shirt, that only will become my uh, marketing message, right? If you as a customer knew and was interested on dhotis, right? Then you get your message tuned for dhoti, right? So for then your message would look like for this Pongal we are our branded dhotis. For me, I would get a message saying for this Pongal we are a branded shirt, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
this is how AI will come and impact how the data is presented to the customer.
Okay, sir. Okay, thanks, sir.
So we use the tool to differentiate certain things, predict and generate.
Okay, thanks, sir.
Yep. Okay. Suleiman, any questions on this so far?
Hi, sir.
You guys are able to hear me well, right?
Yeah. Sir,
Yes.
this is analytical tools like Tableau, I think, right?
Yeah, Salesforce acquired Tableau.
Yeah, what is the use of the Tableau product, sir? It is creating a dashboard like graphic text texture, like.
Correct. Exactly. So now I'll take this Ramraj example again. For some reason I like Ramraj. So
Okay.
let's say Ramraj as a manufacturer from I don't know where they are, but let's say they are from manufacturer from Coimbatore. Okay. They have stores across different districts in Tamil Nadu. Okay. Now using Tableau, they can build analytics like which in each of the stores, what is my highest selling product? What is my lowest selling product? Which product gives me good margin, right? Which products are demanded by customer? All of these analytics can be derived from the data that they have. Using Tableau, they can build such analytics, right? Which salesperson has sold products? What are the products sold together? right? So all such things, like, during what time the sales was high. Okay, is it during daytime, evening time? Like, uh, like as part of this promotion, how much sale has happened? Like, in Pongal promotion, how much sales has happened? These are all the analytics insights which we derive from the data, and Tableau we can use to get such dashboards. We can define the metrics and get the data in the dashboard.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense, Sulaiman?
Yeah, okay.
Yes. So basically, business will make use of this data to decide, okay, hey, like, Tirunelveli shop is doing good, but like, the shop in Ramanathapuram is not doing well, right? That case, they will see what happened in Ramanathapuram. Then they go dig deeper, how the salespeople are trained in Ramanathapuram. Like, what sort of challenges that they have. Is there any customer complaints in social media? Okay. So this way they can see how the sales can be improved in Ramanathapuram. Okay. And Tableau is a very good tool where, like, you combine multiple data and build interactive reports where you can get more details easily. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions on Salesforce? Sridhar?
Sir, I have a one doubt.
Yes, Dinesh.
Sir, in Salesforce platform have a reports and dashboard. That's so advanced technology is a Tableau, sir.
Yes. In Salesforce, we have reports and dashboard, right? Where we can, let's take an example of a dashboard or report in Salesforce, right? It is not very interactive, whereas Tableau is very interactive. Okay. One example, if I take district level report, okay. If I build a report in Salesforce where it will give the district name and give the sales that has happened in that district. Okay. Whereas in Tableau, you get the same report, but when you click on the district, let's say, Thoothukudi, inside the district, what are all the, it will give a split up of what are all the stores, how the data is accumulated, it will give that split up. In Salesforce, reports and dashboard, we would not be able to get that more easily. You need to have a separate report where you pick Thoothukudi district and see the data. What are all the stores in Thoothukudi and how much they contributed to the district sales. Tableau is very interactive.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir.
And also it takes data from multiple sources. Let's say, like, I have a Excel data. I can upload that in Tableau and see build a dashboard for that. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Farhan, any questions on salesforce.com?
No, sir.
Go. Amina?
No, sir. Clear for me, sir.
Okay. So you guys are hearing more. Okay. I will let you guys do hands-on. Okay. I'll just wait for a couple of more slides. We will do some hands-on. Okay. So I want to talk about the architecture which Salesforce has built. Okay. So here, Salesforce provides software, right? And the architecture that they built is on multi-tenant architecture. Okay. From the term multi-tenant, tenant is, you guys know, tenant means, like, someone who pays and uses the resource. They're called tenant. In this multi-tenant architecture, where we build one, okay, how do I say this? Okay. So multi-tenant architecture, the resources are shared, number one. Okay. One building, we'll take an apartment. Okay. That is one building. Okay. In that building, you have common security services, right? Security is common, who takes care of ensuring all your apartments are secured. There is no unknown people visiting the apartment, or no things are stolen from your apartment, right? So these are services which are common to all people. Okay? But still, you have your own apartment. You have privacy in your apartment. Okay, but you have security services for the whole building or for the whole community. Okay, so multi-tenant architecture is a secured way of sharing resources with multiple people. Okay, so there are some ground rules in the multi-tenant architecture. You pay for what you use. Okay, your water tank might be common. Okay, your EB line might be common, but you pay for what you use. Okay, if you are EB bills you get, right? We all use the same substation, but we pay only for what we are using. We don't pay for what other person is using, right? And there are caps. Like caps means limitation in how much you can use. Okay, you having a EB connection doesn't grant you permission to use 10,000 watts or 10,000 kilowatts, right? So there are caps. If you are a residential unit, this is what you can use. If you are single phase, this is what your capacity is. If you are three phase, this is what your capacity is. If you are in a commercial line, this is what your capacity is. So there are limitations. So multi-tenant, you pay for what you use. There are limitations of how much you can consume. You cannot consume every resource. Okay. And so the multi-tenant architecture ensures all users have right access. It ensures the privacy is served without any challenge. Okay, so if I bought an apartment, okay, I cannot expect my neighbor to have access to my apartment, right? But still, we share the water supply, which is common. We share the lawn, which is common. Okay, we share the terrace, which is common, but I don't want him to access my apartment. Similarly, the neighbor doesn't want me accessing his apartment. Okay, so in multi-tenant, these are the three things where is upheld. Okay, your resources are shared. Okay, and you pay for what you use. Okay, and there are limitations on how much you can use on the resources, and your privacy is upheld. Your data is secured. No, not other user will have access to your data. Okay. So Salesforce uses multi-tenant architecture. Okay. And it is metadata driven. Okay. You guys told me about data, right? You said collection of information or set of information is data. Okay. Have you guys heard metadata, the term metadata anywhere? Abdullah, have you heard metadata?
Data for the data.
Oh, who's that?
Data
Abdullah,
about
please.
data that.
Correct.
Data about the data.
Yes. Okay. Let's
Detail of
say
the specific data. Detailed data of specific data. Data about data is metadata.
correct, Abdul. So, let's say one example, where, I'll take the Ramraj example. In Ramraj, okay, they are storing customer data. Okay. Now, me as a customer, like Riaz, living in Sharjah, all of these are like data, customer data, right? The metadata of customer is what are the information that I'm collecting? I'm collecting the name, collecting the address, collecting the phone number, okay, collecting the email address, storing all the orders, these are all metadata, like data about the data. So if the customer information is data, customer orders are data, okay? The information about the customer order is metadata. And Salesforce is metadata driven, okay? Where it stores the data model in an XML format, okay? It stores my UI in an XML format, okay? It stores all the information in an XML format, which will be used by the platform to build the UI, to build the data model, to store the data, to access different system. You mean anything, right? All of that is stored as a metadata, and that is used by the platform to serve applications for us. Okay. Everything is metadata driven. My data model, my UI, my, the appearances, everything is stored as metadata. Okay, we will see what metadata is, but I want you guys to understand these two concepts very clearly. It is multi-tenant architecture. It is metadata driven. Okay. Any questions? Okay. Vaishnavi, any questions? Vignesh?
No, sir, I'm good from my side.
Okay.
So
No,
can
no,
you
sir.
explain a little bit more on metadata driven, please?
Okay. Okay. We'll take the customer data, right? Okay. If you guys have seen, if you go on, have you guys have filled application forms, right? For school, any school, college, or any course, yeah, they would have given an application form. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You guys recently opened a bank account. They have given you an application form, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. That application form is metadata. Okay. So basically, they want to collect customer data, right? And they are using the application form to collect the customer data. Okay. What information to collect is defined as metadata. Okay. If I want to collect, whether I want to collect my customer's first name, last name, middle name, or I want to collect only first name and last name. Should I collect my customer's father's name or like mother's name? Should I collect my customer's educational qualifications, right? So in the application form, what you filled is your data, okay? The application form asking what data to fill, right? That is metadata. And if you guys noticed, if you take phone number, right? They would have given boxes for you to fill digits, right? Where they are telling you that as part of the phone number, we need only 10 digits, right? As part of the email, we want every letter to be written separately. Okay. And if you guys have noticed ID proof, they would have told you, hey, as part of the ID proof, we accept only PAN, Aadhaar, driving license, ration card, voter ID, some list they would have defined, right? So that is metadata, telling what sort of data to collect. Okay. And that gets transformed into your database. Basically, that tells hey, as part of my ID proof, what I can collect. As part of my full name, what I can collect. As part of my email address, what I can collect. Okay. Many of guys who know what email address is, right? And email address, if you fill any digital forms in the email address, they expect certain format. That is metadata. Okay. Defining that email address has to be in this format. You have to have a, like some characters, at symbol, and some characters, and then a dot symbol and some characters. Okay. So this sort of formats, this sort of information about the data is called metadata. Make sense? Amina, is that clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay. Any other question? Subhashan.
Yes, sir.
You need to be very comfortable with metadata. Okay, since you are handling DevOps. Okay, and we would be migrating components from one server to another server. Everything is metadata. Everything is XML. Okay, so I want you to be very comfortable with metadata.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Ruben, any questions on this architecture?
No, sir.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Sridhar, any questions here?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. Okay. So in Salesforce, we have two ways of development. One is declarative way, and another one is programmatic. Okay. So Dinesh, you have done admin certification, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So you have done admin certification, and you have known all declarative way of development in Salesforce, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Can you read out the items in the declarative and just let me know which you have not worked?
Okay. App builder, I can work in app builder, tabs, list view, page layout, lightning, record page, email template, report, and dashboard. I know well. And this is the development part, flow, automation, workflow, flow process builder, approval process, formula, roll-up summary field, custom object, custom field, external object, big object. External object I didn't know, sir. And big object also not understand about that.
Okay, cool. So guys, the point is, so declarative, there are using declarative way of development, we can build an application. Okay, we can build data model. We can build business logic. Okay, a simple business logics like if I have to apply for college, if I have to apply for medical college, right? If I have to be a doctor, then I have to return NEET exam, right? I should have passed in the NEET exam, period. So that is a business logic, right? If I have to join 11th standard, the business logic is I should have passed 10th first, right? And so similarly, without coding, right, we can build application, and that way of development without coding is called declarative. Okay, people call it a Salesforce configuration, and we call it as declarative development, where you won't be writing any program, but still you develop. You develop apps, you develop business logic, you develop data model. And there is a programmatic way where where Salesforce platform is very flexible for us to build certain user interfaces using programs, certain business logic using programs, and certain data model using programs. Okay, so there are ways of how they differentiate, but the general idea is Salesforce has two ways of doing development: declarative and programmatic. Just be very clear on this, because as a Salesforce consultant or developer or professional, you guys would be knowing how I can achieve certain thing, right? Whether am I manipulating an app builder, right? Or I'm going to create a lightning component to get a UI, okay? Or am I going to write a Apex trigger to implement a business logic, right? Or I'm going to create a simple formula field, or it is going to be a validation rule, right? Once, you need to know the 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 foundation. Once you know the foundation, and then we'll understand the limitations. Okay, when I should use validation rule, when should I go for lightning component, when should I go for lightning record page, when should I use big object. Okay, so first we need to know the foundation, then we need to know the limitation, when to use what. Then we become an expert. Okay, hey, I need to build a LWC. Let me develop a lightning component. Okay, this is how I build a component. These are the best practices should I follow to build the component. This is how the component communicates. This is how the component get upgraded. This is how the component is documented, right? All of this we will learn. So these two type of development, I want you guys to be very comfortable. Declarative, programmatic. Okay. And Salesforce, as a best practice, they recommend us to build any application in a declarative way. Okay, they expect 80% of the development to be done by declarative way. They don't recommend us to go for programmatic way. The reason being it takes a lot of development time. It takes a lot of support efforts. Okay, and also it takes a developer effort to do this. In a declarative way, the changes can be very fast, and the engine, the Salesforce platform engine, is built to handle declarative development more effectively, okay, rather than programmatic way. And so Salesforce recommends more declarative, up to 80%. Okay, but it can be overruled based on your business requirements. If business wants, hey, I want to see my stores in a map, right? Salesforce doesn't provide that in a declarative way. We have to build programmatic components to show the map data. Okay, if your customer says I want to send this data to my
Your voice
store
is
systems.
breaking, sir.
Is it audible now? Is it better now, or still it is bad?
Sir, it's better now, sir.
Okay, sorry for that. So it depends on the business requirements, depends on the use case. We choose programmatic over declarative approach. Okay, that varies from case to case. Okay. But first, we need to understand what are the ways we can build. Then we understand the limitations. Then we implement right solution for that use case. Okay, but Salesforce prefers declarative, so try to get as much as possible in the declarative way, but don't restrict yourself with the declarative way. If needed, we should be comfortable and build programmatic way of development for the use cases. Okay, and here I have given now they call it as MVC architecture, model view controller. Okay, Salesforce drives by this. Okay. Your model represents your data, how the data is stored, right? If I say as a customer, how many address I'm going to collect. Like, I can have 4 address, I can have four numbers, I can have 10 email address, right? How many am I going to collect? That is my data model, right? How my informations are related, right? If I say I belong to one company, and with that company, how each departments are interrelated, how each employee org structure is defined, right? How their performance are linked, how the performance are evaluated. So the entire data management part is handled in the data model part. Okay, and that is model. That is the underground layer. That is the base. Okay, on top of the base, we have controller, the business logic, right? Where we say in phone number, I'm going to accept only digits, right? That is business logic. Okay. And in name, I'm going to accept only text or alphabets. I don't want to accept digits in name, right? So such sort of logics we build on top of the data model. Okay. On top of that, we have UI. Basically, UI provides us a way to interact with the data. UI helps us view the data. Okay, you can control how the data is viewed. For example, you can get both date of birth and age in the UI. Okay, or you can say you enter the date of birth, I calculate the age and show in the UI. Right? All of this is controlled in the UI. How I am able to view the data. My view part is UI. Your business logic, your um, processing, your handling, all handled in the controller layer, and how your data is structured is controlled in the model, data model layer. So we call it as MVC architecture. And there is a new architecture called MVVC, model view client, view client, view server, MVVC. Model view at the two levels, at the local level and at the server level, and at the controller. So Salesforce goes with MVC architecture. Anything that you do has to do something with the data. Okay, and your MVC controls who is accessing, how they are accessing, and what they can do, how it affects your data. Everything is defined. Every action you touch all these layer. Okay, is this part clear? I would suggest take a printout of this, keep it handy with you guys, so that it will help you understand Salesforce better. Any screen that you log in, you should be able to see, hey, what is this? How is my UI defined? What is the business logic here? What is the data model here? Once you understand that, it becomes very easier to manipulate, very easier to develop applications faster. Okay. So anyway, I'll share the slide with everyone. So make sure you understand this part very clearly. Okay. And business only uses the view. Business users, they just use the view. They worried about the controller, but they are least bothered how you implement it. Okay. And data model part, they are very serious about the data, but not the data model part. So you have to be serious about data model. Okay. They don't want to see my phone number in my name field, or they don't want to see my email address in my phone field. They don't want to see that. Okay. But they're very keen on how they are interacting with the application. So UI is very, very, very important for success of the application. Does this make sense? So this is what we will learn in Salesforce training. Okay, we understand how declarative way we can build application, how programmatically we can build application. Any questions on this? Imran, any questions here?
No, sir.
Okay. Satyan, any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. I'm getting a lot of echo, but it's okay. Khalil?
No, sir.
Not able to hear you clearly. Okay, cool. So, yeah, MVC is seen in multiple places, like, Java. They also have MVC, frameworks, which they use to build applications, like, your Spring Boot, Hibernate are used for this. Okay. So MVC is a framework; it's not an architecture. Ashim, any questions on this?
No, sir. I'm okay with that.
Okay. Ashwin, Abdul.
No, sir.
Cool. Okay. Sulaiman, are we good?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. If that is good.
Sir, I have one doubt.
Yes. He's
Sir,
asking.
in declarative part, in a process automation, have a workflow and process builder. In this two session, already deprecated me. Now all are using flow only.
Yeah, the workflow is obsolete. I have to remove that.
And process builder also, it's deprecated now. Flow only we all are using.
Yes. I'll remove that. This is old slide. I'll remove the process builder and workflow. We no longer have that feature or capability in Salesforce. Thank you, Dinesh.
Okay, sir.
Anything else in this slide? Okay. So I want you guys to sign up for a developer account. Okay. And this is the format I want you guys to follow. And I want you guys to ping the developer, the username, what you have signed up. Okay. Can all of you log into developer.salesforce.com, sign up, and do a sign up? So you guys got 5 minutes to do the sign up. Sign up should not take more time. Okay. Do the sign up and send me the username. Ping in the chat. Thanks.
Yes, can you hear me?
He's on mute.
Yeah. I think you're on mute. If you're trying to talk. Please. Let's understand.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone signed up? Anyone have questions?
Yes, sir. Sir, how I do the company name short in short form, sir?
You can put Ranger. You can put Ranger Technologies, RT, anything.
Okay, sir.
I thought many of you would have already had this account. Dinesh, you should have an account, right? You're certified. Dinesh, you're on mute. Thank you, Vignesh.
So we can sign up with our personal mail ID or company mail ID.
I would suggest sign up with company manager.
Okay, sir. Sure.
No, sir, I am Dinesh. I removed the.
Yes, Dinesh, you have already an account already?
Sir, I already have an account, but I am creating .com, not .in.
That's okay. Anything is okay. It just gave .com as an
Okay, sir.
example, but
Okay, sir. I will send in chat.
that ABC is also okay. .io, .ai, anything. It has to be in the format. Yeah. Dinesh, if you are in office, you can help others to sign up.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Vignesh, Raja, Satish, I know you guys are remote. Sridhar, Imran, Vaishnavi, does have any questions? Is able to create the username.
I have created the developer account, sir.
Can you ping the name here?
Sorry, sir.
Can you ping your username here?
Okay, sir.
Sir, this is Farhan. I'm not getting the verification mail.
Check your email address once.
Sorry,
Check
take
your
a time, sir.
junk
5
email.
minutes. Take a time.
Okay.
After 5 minutes, only the OTP will get in.
Yeah, Vaishnavi, that's the okay. I'm So are we all done? Okay, great. Tawfiq, Sebastian, Imran, oh God. So it took more time. Okay. So like, who have signed up, help others so that like, they would be able to get their developer account. Okay. I'll share my screen and then like, we'll continue with the session. Are you guys able to see my screen? Guys, are we all good to start?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
Samuel, are we good to start?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Azim? Muhammad Azim, are you there?
Sir, didn't receive a mail yet.
Okay, that's fine. You'll get the email. But yeah, like others can help you as well. But can we proceed? Kishore Kumar, found. Okay. So I wanted you guys to understand. So you guys have signed up for developer account. You guys are able to hear me, right? No lag, no issues. Okay. So what you guys have signed up is developer edition, okay, which you see in the list one before the last. Okay. So Salesforce provides multiple editions. Okay, you have personal edition, group edition, professional edition. Okay, so these editions are nothing but different, capabilities of the platform that Salesforce provides. Okay, for example, developer edition, you get multiple account, you get all the software. Okay, because that is meant for developer to use. You're not expected to run an app using that edition. Okay. So enterprise performance unlimited, they have different capabilities, like you can customize your application. We have seen programmatic and declarative, right? So in the first three editions, they generally go with only declarative development. The customized development is not possible. Okay. Rather, in the enterprise performance unlimited, you have the capability to do customization. Okay. These editions are high cost, per user license varies from starts from $100, I would say. Enterprise edition, $100 per user per month. Whereas the professional edition, it starts from $25 per user per month. Okay. So the first three, personal, group, professional, are only declarative. And the next four is where you do all sort of development. The difference is enterprise, the other features that are available, and the limits which are applied. In enterprise edition, you can make 1 lakh API request per day. In case of unlimited, you get more API request. Okay, and so it's the limits only will vary. Capability wise, they all same, but the limits, how much they apply, is going to be different in enterprise, different in performance, and it will be different in unlimited. So the resource that we access will differ. Okay. Developer edition is common for all developers. So it is primarily what developers use to do R&D. Okay. And contact manager, honestly, I've not used. Okay, but I have no idea where it is applicable as well. And okay, so whatever you guys have signed up, it is a server on its own. Okay, we call it as org. Okay, that org has provisioned with developer edition. Okay, so that means you have the capability to do declarative development and programmatic development. You guys have all the softwares like Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Marketing Cloud, all those softwares are installed in that edition, okay, in that server, or call it as org. And inside each org, you have user licenses. Okay, this is very critical. Okay, it helps, the user license helps you access Salesforce app. Okay, so we have Salesforce users, Salesforce platform, and Lightning platform users. We saw SaaS PaaS, right? Salesforce users is for your SaaS and PaaS, both. They can access SaaS as well as PaaS. Okay, and depends on the edition, it will vary. If I'm in professional edition, I can access SaaS, and PaaS, I can do only declarative development. Okay, if I'm in enterprise or performance edition, when I have a Salesforce user, I have the capability to do declarative development, programmatic development as well. So I have access to SaaS softwares, and I have access to the platform. Salesforce platform users, on the other hand, Salesforce has the just the platform. Users who are assigned this license type can access only the platform. They cannot access SaaS. So the SaaS cost is higher. Okay. If we take Sales Cloud, license will start from $150. This is normal enterprise edition I'm talking. $150 per user per month. Rather, the platform license cost is lesser. It is $100, but it doesn't have access to the software, but it accesses the platform. So you can build a custom application and that can be accessed by the user who has this license type. Okay. But like, just have this overview: Salesforce user, Salesforce platform, two major things. And this chatter portal are for your front end customers who would be accessing the your portals, which we build via Experience Cloud. These customers, this license are used and assigned to users who just do interaction. Okay, with our portal, which we build using Experience Cloud. So Salesforce users have more power. They are like application developers, and they are backend users. These three users are front end, just portal users. They have very limited access. They don't have much access. Okay. Okay. So, from license point of view, Salesforce uses different license to control what features that you have access to. Okay. I'll give one simple example. Okay. Imagine that you are working in a bank. Okay. So does bank allow every employee to go inside their wallet? It won't allow, right? It cannot allow everyone to go to the bank wallet. Okay. So so everyone is bank employee. Everyone are welcomed to come to bank and do the work. Okay. But only selected people will have access to the wallet. And also there are some conditions applied, like, not one person can just visit the wallet, right? You have to be accompanied with the other colleague. So two people have to go in. So such sort of restrictions will come. So similarly, Salesforce, they provide user license and they provide some additional license like, permission set license and feature license. Okay. So user license will grant you access to the application. Inside the application, there are special licenses needed to access certain feature that are provided by permission set and feature license. All of this is for your understanding how Salesforce handles the user, right? Once you understand how Salesforce handles the users, it will help you to build applications for their behavior. Okay, restrict data to their permissions. Okay, because not everyone is treated equally. So here, as I said, as a apartment owner, I don't want my neighbor to access my apartment. So I should be restricted access. I should control restriction on who visits my apartment or who has keys to my apartment lock, right? So Salesforce provides that restriction via these licenses. Like, you have permission sets, you have feature licenses to control what features I can access. Make sense? Okay. If you guys have EB board in your home, right? Not everyone is welcomed to work or to tweak or to modify your EB board, right? So only from EB officers, they have dedicated people who can access, who can manipulate or change, install, uninstall, repair the EB board. Okay. So similarly, these different licenses are used to control users' access to the features, data, and the resources that are available in the application, in the platform. Okay. So we saw these editions. Okay. Now edition, you see each of this as one okay. Every org is itself is a server. Okay. And inside that org, you have edition, and based on the edition, you have licenses. Okay. Similarly, each org can have test environment. Okay. Let's say you signed up for user, right? Like, Amina@ranger.com, right? So Amina has signed up for one server. Okay. Now in developer edition, you don't have sandboxes, but when you sign up for production, we get something called sandbox. Sandbox are nothing but development servers, which has the configuration replica of the production. Okay, I'll just quickly sign into our production org. And I forgot my password. Sorry, guys, I'm not able to log into my credential. Let me try in a different browser. Okay. Sorry, I'm not able to access my org. Okay. So basically, every org, you have something called sandboxes, which will help us do development. Okay. So this is a test server. It has the same configuration of your production from where we are creating the sandbox. Okay. So you get all the metadata from production org into that sandbox. Okay. There are various types in sandbox. Okay. We generally have developer sandbox, which is free. Like, Salesforce provides 25 developer sandbox for every org that you sign up. Okay. And developer pro is having developer sandbox has only 200 MB data capacity, data storage. Only 200 MB can be used. Developer pro, on the other hand, has like a higher capacity. Let me see what sort of permission, like what sort of access, or what sort of storage they have. Okay, so here developer sandbox is provided 10 when you sign up for developer edition, professional edition. You get 25 when you sign up for enterprise edition. You get 100 when you sign up for unlimited and performance. So under Unlimited and Performance Edition, you get Developer Pro sandboxes. Okay. And Developer Sandbox has 200 MB data storage. Developer Pro has 1 GB data storage. Okay. So what is getting copied? The metadata gets copied. In partial copy, you have 5 GB of data storage, which can come from your production environment. So you can bring in metadata as well as you bring in some sample data in partial copy. In case of full sandbox, you get the same storage as you have in your production org. You can get metadata and all data available in your system. Okay, so I want you guys to understand that there are 4 types of sandbox available, which are nothing but your test system. Okay, can be created only from production system. You cannot create from your developer edition. Okay. This is to play around, test functionalities, test features, review the changes, and then validate. Okay, is this part understandable? Like once we work in real life, projects, we will be generally working on the sandboxes. Okay, when we work on the product, we have a special org called partner developer org, which is same as your developer edition. Okay, plus it has additional features. Just a second. One second, guys. Hey guys. Okay. So yeah, we just talked about the editions that are available. Okay. So for people who are going to work on projects, we work on sandboxes. People who are going to work on product development, we work on a developer edition, partner developer org. Okay. So whatever you have signed up now, that is called Developer Edition. If anyone can share their screen and just log into the Developer Edition. Can someone share? I'll call names. Sulaiman, is it possible to share your screen?
Yeah, sir, I will, sir.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just sharing my screen with the. Yes. Okay. So if you guys have logged into your Developer Edition, you guys would be able to see this screen, which we call it as setup page. You can access it from the settings setup icon. Okay. Under setup, you would be able to find this screen. Here, I'll just search for company information. This page will tell us what sort of edition we are in. So organization edition. Okay. And it says a unique ID for each org that we are signing up. Okay. And it says what are all the licenses that are currently available. It says it has 2 license. Okay, since it's a developer edition, and it has 20 external app license. Okay, various licenses, what is available. Okay, and it shows what are the permission set licenses that are available. What are the feature licenses available? Okay, and usage based entitlements that are available. Okay, so every one of you should be able to view this information. Are you guys able to see this information in your account? Guys, any questions? Are you guys able to access this page in your account?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, great. So generally we will have sandboxes when it is a production account. Since we are in developer edition, there is no sandbox available. Okay. Okay, good. So all our in the setup page, we will have access to all the features that are available. Okay. We will slowly go through each and everything and we will start developing our application. Okay. I want you guys to understand few things. This is our setup homepage. Okay. Similarly, we have something called app launcher. Okay. The 9 dots that we see on the left, this is our app launcher. Okay. When you click on that, it will give you what are all the apps that are currently in your application, in your org will be visible here. Okay. So I'll just click view all. So I get to see all the apps, all the software that are currently available. So I pick sales. Okay. So this is what we call it as app home. Okay. And this is a home page. And we have, these are all tabs. Okay. We have opportunities tab. We have leads tab. All of these are tabs in the app. Okay. Once we are in a tab, the list of data that we see are called list views. Is there any background noise at my end? Are you guys able to hear me well?
Yeah, yes.
Guys, any background noise at my end?
No, no, sir. No.
No, sir, your voice is audible.
No, sir, it's clear.
Okay, thanks. So we have app, we have tabs, and inside each tab, okay, we have something called list views. Okay, list views are nothing but filters applied on the object. Okay, so here I'm viewing all data. Okay, if I want to view my opportunities, this will show only the opportunities that are owned by me. Okay. So list views are nothing but filters. Okay, new last week. There are no new data last week. Okay, I can change it for last month and say, so no new data last month. I'll change it to last year and say, there are no new data last year also. I'll check opportunity one. So this will show only the opportunities which are closed and won. So in the system right now, I'm seeing all opportunities which has total 31 records, right? If I want to filter only the one, closed one, I get only 18 items. So list views are nothing but filters applied on your data. After the list views, we have something called record detail page. If I click on any record, okay, this is the detail page of the record. Okay, it has one highlight panel, the information that we wanted to be visible, and it has a stage, it has activity, it has details, shows all the fields in that record. It has the chatter. We'll see what chatter is. Okay, it has related records. Okay. So this is a detail page of the record. Okay, so this is how we can access data in Salesforce. So we go to App Launcher, we access the app. From the app, we go to the tabs, and in the tab, we use list view to select what data that we want. And from there, we select the record which we want to see. Okay. As part of the declarative, we will further see how we can change all of this. Okay. So the changes can be at user level, changes can be at the data level. All of these combinations we will understand more. Okay. So far, is this part clear? How we can access simple data in Salesforce?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So always remember, whatever you do, okay, a data is operated. Okay, you have to understand what is the data model that is being operated, what is the logic that is applied, and how that is shown in the UI. So basically, you need to connect these three. What is the data? What is the logic? How I'm interacting with it? Everything, every work that you do, just make sure these three are connected. you are able to connect these three parts in that activity. So I'm just logged into this and I'm viewing this record. So you should understand how this UI is built, what sort of business logic is happening on each of the action, and how this affects the data model. Okay. If I click on new contact, okay, it gives a UI where I'm able to create or I'm able to enter data for contact. Okay. I'm just creating Mr. Call it as. I'll give an email, phone number 12345 title. Okay. When I do save, so the UI has passed the data to a controller where the validations happen successfully, and then it gets stored in the database. Now this is a record in the system. Okay. There is an ID for this record. There are details for this record, whatever inputs that we have provided. Okay. And we created this account from we created this contact Gandhi from account page. Okay. You guys remember in accounts, we went to pyramid construction. We clicked on new contact. Okay. This is the action available in this page. Similarly, under contacts tab, you can create new contact. Okay. This is a different UI than what we have seen in the account page. Okay. But still, it is manipulating the data in the contact table. Okay. So the key point is make sure you are able to understand this part very well. What is the view? What are you viewing? Okay. What is the business logic available in that? Like any of the actions, any of the like operations in the UI, some business logic is involved, and then some data is getting manipulated. Even when we retrieve, some business logic is applied to retrieve. So if I am going to see this data in contacts Mahatma Gandhi, when I click on this view, some business logic is applied, some controlling is happening before showing this to me. Okay. We'll see what that controller is. But any page, anything that you do, make sure you understand this. What is that I'm viewing? What is the logic? How the data is manipulated? What's the data model? Okay. Does this make sense? This is a very, very simple overview. Okay. We will see how we can build custom application, how we can build custom tabs, how we can build list views, how we can build record pages, how we can build this button. Okay. On this button, how we can perform certain operations. All of this we will check in future sessions. Okay. Okay. Cool. So this week, I just want to cover these topics. Okay. So in next 3 days, we will cover user management, how users are created in the system, how they can access the application. Okay. And what are all the UI capability that is available in Salesforce. Okay. How data modeling is happening in Salesforce, what are objects, what are fields, okay, what is a record type, all of those we will review, and how data security is implemented in Salesforce, how we can decide which user can see what data. Okay, like in bank example, a wallet is available in the bank, but it doesn't give an access to every employee of the bank, right? So there are restrictions. So how the restrictions are applied, how your data is secured. Okay, all of this we will cover in rest of the sessions in this week. Okay. Okay. I'll stop sharing. I'll take a pause here. If you guys have questions, ask me. And I want the question that you're asking to be typed in the chat. Okay. So that I don't miss out the question and I could cover it up like in the next session or the following session. If you don't type it, I would lose it. So it's better you guys type your questions. If you're not able to ask, type it here. I will answer it. And I want you guys to log into your developer account. Okay. All of you guys have signed up for Trailhead, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So please do share your Trailhead profile with me. Okay. Just do that login. And here, if it is working. Shoot, not able to access Trailhead. One second, let me just log in to the account. So once you log into Trailhead under, okay, this is different account. Under profile, you have the Trailhead account. You share this Trailhead profile with me. Is that okay? So please don't forget to share, and you have to make it, I don't know, I'm not able to access mine, but you have to make it public. I'll share how to make this public, the profile. So I want you guys to share this Trailblazer account with me so that I can understand how you are progressing in your Trailhead. Okay. As I said, I'm not a teacher. I'm not going to teach everything to you guys. I'm going to show how things are, in the system, and you are going to learn on your own. Okay. Cool. So we have 31 in the chat, and I'm expecting all 30 people to share their Trailhead account and developer account username. Okay. And any questions, put it in the chat. So I will share the Trailhead link that I want, that you guys can go through on your own. and practice, how to, set up the users. Okay. How to build an app, right? So what is Salesforce CRM? Okay. All of those basic things I want you guys to go through and come back with questions if there is anything. Okay. Cool. Yep. So next 3 days, we have an agenda to cover: user management, user interface, data model, and data security. Okay. So please do your homework, understanding what Salesforce is, understanding what framework we are using. A study on environments will help you, understand the importance of sandboxes, understanding the importance of different editions. Okay. So that will help you, make better applications in the platform. Okay. Good. So I'm good for today. If you guys have questions, I can answer it. Otherwise, we'll connect tomorrow. Anyone from CTS Tech joined? I saw Somdev earlier. Okay. From Casadara, how many people have joined? 6 or 5? Sridhar?
Hi, sir. From Gesadara, 4 members have joined.
Okay. Vaishnavi, Sridhar, Imran, and
Satyan.
Satya. Okay. 4 people. Okay, cool. Thank you. Yep. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. If you guys have questions, please add it in the chat.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, thanks. Mahesh, Sanjana, Shiva,
Hi,
Reddy.
Riyadh.
Hi,
Hi,
Riyadh.
Riyadh.
So you're from CTS Tech, right?
Yes, CTS Tech will go.
Okay. I'm sorry, I passed on the meeting invite later today. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll try to share the recording with you guys to understand the basics. The first 1 hour what happened. Okay.
Thank you.
Sure, yeah.
Yes. And as I requested, please share your developer account as well as do share your Thailand profile.
Got it. I've already pasted it on the group chat.
Okay, Shiva. Okay. Yeah, just make sure Sanjana, Mahesh also shared their.
Yeah, we already pasted it.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay, great. So I'll share some basic Salesforce Thailand modules so that all of you can go through and come back with questions for tomorrow if there is anything.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, everyone. We'll catch up tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.